So day 3, lesson 1, the slope formula. So guys, we're going to talk about slope for this first lesson. And the first thing I want to tell you is the slope is the rate of change. So what does that mean? The rate of change is how fast something is moving, growing, changing. Okay? So when you do it on a graph, think of it like this. Imagine this is the same point. It just moved up there. Well, how much did that move? What was the rate of change of this movement? So normally what you do is you connect these points with a line to show the movement, right? This line is going in this direction. The point is moving in that direction. It's like a trajectory. And to find the slope, you look at the position here and the position here and you find the difference. How much did it change from here to here? And this is how you do it. This point went up and then it went to the right. So there's two numbers, there's two directions that this moved. So you would count this. This moved up 3 spaces going this way from there to there. But then from here to here, this moved 2 spaces. So it went up 3 and to the right 2. Okay? And this is how you would get your slope. Now what we called this before, we called this the rise over the run. The rise over the run. How much did it go up? Okay, sorry, let me refocus here. It went up 3 units. How much did it go to the right? It went to the right 2 units. So your slope is 3 over 2. Another way that they called this was this is the change in the position of y. So it went up 3 spaces on y. So that was the change of y. And then this is the difference in the position of x in the x direction. So that was the change of x. So the change of y over the change of x is the same thing as the rise over run. It's 3 over 2. And ladies and gentlemen, this is all slope. This is all the slope. The slope is 3 over 2. And that's how we did it. That's how we counted slope. Now when you have a line, you try to find those points, like this one and say, okay, it went up, and it went over. And you count those points. So this went up 1, I'm using y to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the change in y was 6. That's my rise. The change in x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The change in x was also 6. So it went up 6 over 6. So that is a slope of 1. The slope is 1. Okay, and that's how we did slope with rise over run, the change of y over the change of x. Now there is a formula. So if you don't have a graph, if all you have is the points, then there's a formula to help us find the change in y over the change in x. So the formula that we have is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So what you have to identify is in your 2 points that you're using, which one is x and y? And which one is the second one and which one is the first one? So the way I do it is the second point is x2 and y2, and the first point is x1 and y1. So when I put them in my equation, I start with these numbers. So y2 is -1, x2 is 8. Then I'm going to subtract. And then the next point, sorry, I dropped my pen, picked it up, thank you. The next point would be from here, y is 2, x is 4, and there we go. Now, this is -1 minus 2, this would give me -3. This is 8 minus 4, that is 4, so my slope is -3/4. So what my line is doing, the line is going down 3 over 4, -3 over 4. Yes, the bottom number is not negative. The bottom number is positive, it goes to the right. The negative usually refers to the first number, the number going down or the number going up. If it's negative, the number is going down. Okay, so here, do the same thing. This is x1, y1. This is x2 and y2. And you use this formula, -3 minus 3, and then 4 minus -6. Okay, so -3 minus 3 and 4 plus 6. What just happened? Well, when you have a minus a negative, what you want to do with a minus negative, you change it to a positive sign. So you're not going to subtract, you're actually going to add these numbers up. What you end up with is this, -6 over 10. But you want to simplify it. So what can you simplify these numbers by? By 2. -3 over 5, and ladies and gentlemen, that is my slope. All right, so guys, this is how you use a formula. If you don't have a graph, you use the formula. If you have a graph, you can count the rise and the run. Now let's talk about the different kinds of slope you're going to find. There's 4 kinds of slopes, okay? So here, this one is going up and over. So it's going up and to the right, 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 the same way over and over. So this is a positive slope. That is a positive slope. This line is going down and over, down and over, down and over. And yes, we usually like to go this way. We usually like to go from left to right. Starting here, going this way. Starting here, going this way. Okay? So this is a negative slope. Now, sometimes you get a flat line. And guys, what this means is you have a slope of 0. 0. If your slope is 0, that means the line is not going up or down, it is staying flat. So if you use the formula, that means you're going to get a fraction with 0 on top and a number on the bottom. If this happens, that means you have a flat line, the slope is 0. Now, sometimes you get this. And if you use the formula, the 0 is actually on the bottom and the number you have is on top. Now, this is not a slope of 0. We call this slope undefined. And the reason is, in the formula, you can't divide by 0. You can't do this. This is not allowed. So you say that the slope of a line that is vertical is undefined. If the line is horizontal, the slope is 0. Okay? And that's basically slope.